Hello again, Struckpop. This is a video I've been meaning to make in a very long time, and it's me bringing your attention as a standalone video to a specific game. The one in question is Witchfire, which is developed by a studio called The Astronauts, or Astronauts, or whatever the best way to pronounce it is. And if you don't know what that studio is, they used to be part of Epic Games Poland or Europe, whatever the better way to say it is. They used to be part of People Can Fly, which is the company that made Outriders. But they split some time ago. Some time ago, some people from People Can Fly split and made their own studio, which is the Astronauts. And yeah, they have worked closely with Epic on Gears of War, the PC version. And ever since then, they've been working together with them. And now they've tackled a game as ambitious as Witchfire, a first-person kind of shooter-wooter with dark fantasy kind of elements, where you have two worlds: the regular world and the witch's world, or whatever it's referred to. And it looks nice, bloody gory. It looks pretty decent, and the difference between one world and the other world, again, it's gonna get much more pronounced than what we've seen in trailers. They're promising that it would be different to what's in the teasers. So yeah, what exactly is Witchfire? Well, as I mentioned, first-person shooter, kind of wooter fantasy, dark fantasy game, but it's not really a wooter shooter. Yes, there is shooting, but it is not a wooter shooter. So keep that in mind. That's what the developers are saying, that it's not a wooter shooter. I mean, for me, anything that has wood is wooter, and if it has shooting, it is a shooter. So maybe they're not calling it a wooter shooter, sure, but for me, if it has wood and if it has shooting, it is a wooter shooter or a shooter wooter. So whether it is a shooter wooter or not, I guess it depends on what each person considers shooter wooter. And the developers don't consider this game. There are some interesting features in the game, and as you have seen in the footage that I've been playing up until now, and the footage that we'll play until the end of the video, there are some very fun things in the game incoming, but they have been very secretive about this and that. One thing they did show and reveal is the thing you would be seeing on your screen right now, their warning system. They've gone through many iterations of the warning system, but it's pretty much something that tells you that there are certain enemies attacking, aiming at you, shooting at you in a certain direction. So you can probably notice this arrow, and you can notice this little light here. And then when you hit, it also shows you from which direction you got hit. Similar to what you see in this place here. See that that thing that shows you're getting hit. And here it is against the enemies when they turn towards them to face them. And you see when you get hit frontally, all of that hurts. I wish you could disable this element, and they're mentioning something about being able to disable elements. I like the arrow, and I like the light showing me which direction, but I don't like the thing that makes my whole HUD like blink with some bloody red or whatever thing. This one's kind of annoying, and it's gonna hurt my eyes because I tend to get hurt a lot in games. So yes, there are a lot of good things in the game, as I mentioned, and as you've seen in the trailers, combat seems to be amazing, and that transition from the day world to the witch world is definitely something to look forward to. And the release date for the game is scheduled for Q4 2022, which means since now it's September, they'll probably start marketing maybe in October if they're planning for December release. If they're planning for a November release, they probably would start marketing now, because 3 months of marketing is already too little for a project of this scale. But in the worst case, we'll probably see some heavy marketing 2 months before the launch. And if they're still on track for a quarter for 2022 release, most likely in September or October, we would be seeing some more reviews, and who knows, maybe an in-depth introduction to the itemization system, to the character progression, if there's some skills, upgrades of abilities, and so on. And I hope they keep the story, the main story, under wraps and don't reveal too much of it to keep it interesting. But I would like to see reviews of what the game has to offer in its various systems, such as wood and character growth, and the different types of guns and how. I mean, that applies to wood, I guess, the different types of guns, but I would like to see some more in-depth, whether you have some sort of modding to the weapons or whether it's just you find that weapon, you use it, there is nothing much more you can do about it. So I would like to see more information about that. We also know that visually the game is good. We already see it from screenshots, from videos. It looks amazing. The contrast between dark and bright and glowy stuff is good. One thing that people would be wondering what platform this game would be coming on when it comes to PC. It will be for a while Epic Game exclusive. Because they have, as I mentioned, partnership with Epic Games for a long time. They used to be part of the European Epic Games division when they worked on Gears of War in 2007, and after that they've worked on other stuff such as Gears of War Judgment and so on, and Bulletstorm. So they are mentioning that there will be other platforms. There will be other platforms eventually, but first off, it will be Epic. I'm not seeing any information about console. I would be surprised if this does not release on console. It's probably going to be Epic Store exclusive for PC for like half a year or a year, and then come to Steam, GOG, and so on. But I think there's a lot to be excited about when it comes to this game. That's why I've been sitting on this video on my backlog of to-dos, and hopefully Witchfire is something you're excited about. Whether you knew or didn't know about the game, well, now you know some more information, hopefully, from me making this video. And I think that sums up my excitement. I try to kind of keep it down low and not review how excited I am about the game, but man, it looks amazing, and hopefully it doesn't turn as disappointing as Outriders ended up being for me when it came to Endgame, because this game would be focused on the story, on the single player. I don't think this game would have endgame, and that's fine. If it doesn't have endgame, sure, play it for single player and then maybe replay it with trying different builds and approaches. It doesn't seem like it would be the endgame type of game like Outriders tried to be and ended up being. So I would be happy if this is just a single player game, play through it once, and maybe if you feel like it, play through it more times with different approaches. But if it is an end game kind of game, I hope it doesn't end up being as disappointing as Outriders did. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end. Struck up, keep it cool until next time, and goodbye. Bye.